Tapping your finger against a piece of completely flat glass feels fundamentally different from the heavy, tactile resistance of a mechanical button. Most of our digital lives are now filtered through these smooth surfaces, prioritizing sight and sound while largely ignoring the biological reality of our physical bodies. This creates a subtle but constant friction. Our sense of touch expects a physical response to our actions, and when it finds none, it leaves a quiet, subconscious void in the way we interact with technology. Addressing this gap is the focus of kinesthetic design. This is a methodology centered on engineering tools and interfaces specifically for the body's physical senses and movements. By prioritizing physical feedback over pure aesthetics, designers can bridge the gap between human biology and technological function, turning a confusing interface into one that responds to our natural movements. The foundation of this approach is ergonomics, the practice of shaping tools to match the actual proportions and limitations of the human body. You can see this logic in the evolution of the vegetable peeler. For decades, it was a thin, slick metal rod that was difficult to grip, especially for someone with restricted joint mobility. This specific handle was the solution. By adding a thick, soft, non-slip grip with these horizontal ridges, the designer accounted for the physical mechanics of the human hand. This is kinesthetic empathy in practice. By designing to solve the physical struggle of a single user with arthritis, the result was a tool that was more comfortable and effective for everyone. When ergonomic design succeeds, it clears the physical path between a user's intent and the tool's actual function. Our ability to use these tools relies on proprioception, your brain's internal tracking system. It allows you to know exactly where your limbs are in space without needing to look at them. Good design leverages this through affordances. These are the physical clues, like the shape of a handle or the texture of a switch, that tell your body how to interact with an object before you even think about it. Automotive dashboards are a prime example. By giving these dials and switches distinct 3D shapes and varied resistances, engineers allow drivers to operate them by feel. These tactile clues work with your proprioception, letting you execute complex tasks while keeping your visual focus on the road ahead. The challenge for modern designers is bringing these physical rules to the flat glass of a smartphone, where all that natural tactile information is missing. The digital answer is haptics. This is the science of using precise vibration and motion to simulate the sensation of physical touch. Early successes like the Apple iPod click wheel proved this could work. It synchronized the physical rotation of a thumb with distinct auditory and tactile clicks to make navigating a digital library feel like a mechanical process. Modern interfaces go further, using physical metaphors to trick your brain into perceiving weight, texture, and momentum on a surface that has none. When you scroll to the bottom of a list and see that spring-like bounce, the software simulates real-world physics to signal a physical limit. Even pull-to-refresh gestures use a buildup of visual and tactile tension, mimicking a lever hitting a release point. These interfaces are successful because they function as sophisticated psychological illusions, using haptics to simulate three-dimensional materiality on a two-dimensional screen. The next stage of kinesthetic design involves moving beyond simple vibration to simulate precise textures and pressures, making glass feel as though it is actually rippling or deforming under your hand. We are also seeing a shift toward biophilic design, which moves away from rigid mechanical metaphors to find inspiration in the movements of the natural world. This could lead to interfaces that mimic the organic flow of water or the unfolding of a leaf, creating digital interactions that feel less sterile and more restorative. This holistic approach to bridging our built and digital environments is being pioneered by institutions like the Rhode Island School of Design. As our lives become more virtual, design must remain grounded in our physical reality. We are flesh and bone, and the tools we use should be built for the whole human body.